Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I'm Brad. Is anyone else's nails short from that Red Wings victory? 6-5 OT winner, a shootout winner. Red Wings beat the Buffalo Sabres. I was dying on the inside today. I told my wife, I said, dude, someone's gonna score 5 goals. I told my buddy that too. I said it was right before the first goal by Buffalo. I was like, Buffalo it was Raymond, right? Yeah, Raymond had the first goal. So I was like, dude, I feel like someone's gonna score 5 goals. And then it got to 5-3, and I was like, woo. My buddy's like, hey man, I hope both teams score 5 goals because Red Wings are kind of behind this. And dude, it was just an epic game. What a phenomenal game. Terrifying. We get to see Cossa's debut, which is great. Husso let 3 up in the third period or the first period, but we're going to talk about this. We're going to kind of go over some of the goals. We're actually using NHL Edge today too, but make sure you hit like, subscribe, put your favorite comment down below, leave a rating. It really helps. I'm just starting to see some views on, I was mainly YouTube, but I'm starting to see some people on Spotify, Apple, and I guess Facebook, which, hey, welcome to the family, guys. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So you want to check out my YouTube, you can leave comments there. If you want to see stuff that you want me to cover, comment below, put your favorite emoji. I'm down. All right. By the way, if you haven't been along this journey yet, this is our 26th day in a row at recording a podcast. It is a lot of work, but it's a ton of fun, and we're just squeezing out tons of hockey content. So let's jump right into this hockey content because you're done with me talking about this, and self-promoting myself. So let's jump right into it. First period, it was Benson had that first. Benson had the first. Dude, I'm very upset because Benson is one of the guys that I really want the Red Wings to draft. That's who I wanted them to draft over Danielson, and Danielson's looking really good in the AHL, and he looked really good in juniors. But Benson is already in the NHL, and that is a guy who was a shooter all through and through. He's smaller, but he's a shooter, and that was a guy that I was really psyched for the Red Wings to try and get. They did not get him, but it's okay because again, we'll see how it works out long term, right? It's all about, Benson looks good now, but maybe he doesn't look good long term. Actually, let's hear it. We can look up his stats later too. Basically, we're going to break this down by period and kind of go over some of the goals, a couple of things that I want to just highlight. Most of the goals, because this was a high scoring game, and if I hit everything on this in this game, it would be a long time. But in the future, let me know in the comment box below, or if you want to tweet at me, Undrafted Hockey Fan. Let me know if you want to see a live stream. I'm considering doing a live stream of the Red Wings game. So maybe that would be a fun way to change up the podcast aspect. So you guys want to just jump in there? Let me know. If not, hey, I'll probably do it anyways. So you can stay tuned anyway. So if you're on YouTube, we are going to use the NHL Edge. So I'm going to do basically, if you're on the audio side of this, if you want to check out the YouTube side, great. If not, I will be giving I'm going to be very auditory on this and kind of giving a breakdown of this, just to give you an idea of what's happening and everything. So let me share my screen, and then we'll just jump right into this because it is a wildly good time. So jump in. So we got the again, NHL Edge. It's working out. It's really nice. If you haven't seen it, it shows for guys like me who do content, it shows how I can do the goal and everything, or how I can show the goal. So number 33 for the Buffalo Sabres goes behind the net with 47. 47 rips it behind the Buffalo net to number 19. I believe that is JJ Paterka. No, that's Peyton Krebs. Krebs got it, and then Tarasenko closes in on him, and then passes to number 24. 24 takes it. And mind you, the problem is right here is you have Sherratt and Petrie on the same side. By the way, Petrie is the right-handed right side defenseman. So what is Sherratt doing all the way over here? He's seeing all these guys coming off of the bench for the Buffalo Sabres, and number 9 gets totally ignored. Comfort's in the middle looking to get potentially a feed here. But then again, you have Petrie and Sherratt taking on number 24. You see the play goes. You can see that 24 feeds it over to Benson. Benson's got all the time in the world, wrists it, and it sneaks right by Ville Husso. Definitely a goal that Ville Husso would want back in that case. And we'll see that it's not the only one that will end up costing him this spot in this game today. So, and that's the problem. The bummer is that was a minute and 38 seconds into the game. So I was like, oh, is it one of these games? And by the way, if you didn't see the game, like, Buffalo was high flying. I told my wife so many times, I was like, man, I'm just so jealous that Buffalo has such a young and exciting team, because I was like, they seem like so much fun. They seem like they're having a great time. They're doing silly plays. They're like doing weird passes, and they're just like they're having a lot more fun than the Red Wings. Because Red Wings are so rigid, and they're like, oh, this is how you do the plays. This is how you set plays and everything, which is fun. Like, I don't like scoring goals is fun, but when you're not winning, these types of systems are not fun, right? So for me, it was like, oh man, like I was so happy to see. Um, I was so like excited to see how Buffalo's playing. I told my wife too. I'm like, dude, Buffalo's gonna be a problem in the future because they have so many good young players. I mean, Bowen Byram is to me. I thought Bowen Byram was overrated. Seeing him in this game today, he's underrated in my opinion. And of course, the Red Wings they barely beat the Buffalo Sabres in like I said, an OT shootout. And they didn't have Rasmus Dahlin either, so they didn't have their best player. So take that into consideration. The Red Wings got one, and they got it for Cossa. So moving on to the second goal, we have DeBrincat put on a backhanded shot. Okay, so if you're looking at this with us, we're walking it. You have Larkin chips it down into the corner, follows number 33. Who is number 33? So that way we can reference him later. Ryan Johnson. Oh, Ryan Johnson. I believe he was a first round draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres, and this his debut of the year, I believe. I think he was mostly playing in the AHL this year because he's still waiver eligible. Yep, 2019, 31st overall. So 31st overall, 2019. Who won in 2019? That would have been St. Louis. St. Louis. Oh yeah. So this is the first round pick that they got from St. Louis. Because Seattle wouldn't have been here, so it'd been 31st. So I would have been the first round pick that they had gotten from the St. Louis Blues in the Ryan O'Reilly deal with Tage Thompson. I believe that would be it. So to show you, it's paying off some dividends. So Ryan Johnson plays in the corner with Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin putting pressure. So is Alex DeBrincat decides to double team him. You see that the puck gets shipped up. Ryan Johnson chips it to Dylan Larkin on the boards, and then Dylan Larkin has three guys on him and somehow is able to find a way to feed it to Alex DeBrincat. Alex DeBrincat is on the goal line. He's like a little above the goal line. He's approaching Reimer in goal. You see Ryan Johnson falling behind him, and Bowen Byram was actually in front of the net as well. But you can see Lucas Raymond's right there. So Bowen Byram is going to follow Lucas Raymond because Lucas Raymond gets the puck in front. Like he's definitely has the better angle shot. So he's like, oh, you know what? DeBrincat's not going to go for that. Absolutely not. So DeBrincat does walk in, and again, Raymond pulls Byram away. And then so you can see DeBrincat walks it up all the way up to Reimer, pulls it all the way around, and tucks it backhand over Reimer's pad. And like I said, that was a phenomenal play. It was a great play. It was ballsy because you had to hope that Byram picked up on Raymond. But mind you, if Byram didn't take Raymond, Raymond would have been open, and then that gives DeBrincat an opportunity to feed it to him. So that was very smart of Raymond to pull Byram away for that play. I mean, it's just smart. Honestly, that's what you see. And Raymond is turning into such a good player, man. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him. He's looking really, really good. So like I said, if you haven't checked out Razor, he's a phenomenal player right now. So moving on to our third goal of the first period. Again, it put it up 2-1. It's 4 minutes in. So look how much time has happened already. We're like 5 minutes in, and only 5 minutes of the game has gone by because there's been so many goals. DeBrincat scored at 4:05, and you have Andrew Copp coming in. We'll show this replay now, resetting this. Okay, so we're in the Red Wings zone, and we are. Who's got the puck right now? Oh, that was nope. That was 30 or 77. Has it? Oh, Andrew Copp had it. Sorry, Andrew Copp had it in the neutral zone, passes it over to 77. Who's 78? 78 and 75. 78 and 75. We have Connor Clifton and Jacob Bryson. So these two gentlemen take it on the fence. Tarasenko's off he's like I said, through the neutral zone. He picks up the puck. He walks it in. I actually thought that was going to be offsides by Copp. It was very close. You see Tarasenko draws Clifton all the way over, and that draws Bryson to the middle, and then 77 takes on who's 77? I think that is JJ Peterka. Tries to take on Copp, but again, you have Jacob Bryson being pulled in the middle because he's trying to cover Moritz Seider. So yeah, but because Tarasenko feeds it to Moritz Seider, right in front as he's breaking in, Bryson takes him. He's following Seider. Seider takes a hard stop right in right outside the slot, right in between the slot and the circle on the left side. And you can see that he pauses and he's got a ton of space because he is surrounded by a ton of Buffalo players, right? And so he takes it, and as who closes? That's 72. 72. Who's 72? Tage Thompson closes in on them. By the way, that'd be terrifying for Tage Thompson, 6'6", by the way. Closes in on him. And you see JT Compher pulls to the outside, which then he walks into the circle, takes the shot on Reimer. Or no, he doesn't take the shot. I apologize. He takes the pass to Copp in the front during all that traffic, and somehow he's able to bat that in on a tip in, which is phenomenal. Again, so I guess it was a shot because it was a tip in. So Copp gets his second goal. By the way, I got this written down. Copp hasn't scored in 15 goals, and he gets his second goal, or gets 2 goals in the same game. I mean, it's just phenomenal. You just love to see that. What a great breakdown. Again, and so, but this is again, we're only like 5 minutes into this game right now at this point. Moving on to we're at 10.5 minutes into this game now. We're going to see Tage Thompson's goal right here. So we're at the back over here. We're at the back, and you have Connor Clifton and Joe Veleno fighting for the puck. They miss it, and then 77. So that is JJ Peterka and Sherratt go for it, and JJ Peterka tips it back around Sherratt, and you can see Tage Thompson comes and he scoops it up, and you have Tyler Motte taking Tage Thompson, and you have Petrie who's starting to lose Zucker. By the way, he's skating backwards. You can see it in the neutral zone. So Motte is on Tage Thompson. Motte is not very big. Let's see how tall Tyler Motte is, because I don't think he is very tall in comparison to. He is 5'10". Goodness gracious, he is so small. I mean, and mind you, you can't teach size, but you can teach heart. And Tyler Motte's got a ton of heart. He plays like he's losing his job tonight. By the way, he might, because Tyler Motte is he will get waived absolutely if someone if they need to bring someone up, right, or like a young guy or something like that. But he's absolutely waiver capable of being he could be waived absolutely. It's not an issue. If you have Tyler Motte taking on Tage Thompson, 6'6" versus 5'10", so that's 8 inches you're taking on. So you can see Tage Thompson takes the puck and by the way, instead of taking on Motte in this case, he passed up to Zucker, because Zucker's almost got Petrie, as my wife would say, Petrie beat. So he takes it, catches it right at the blue line, and is walking it in and so he's taking on Husso one-on-one. Petrie's trying to get some coverage on the inside, but really he eventually pushes out, but it looks like Zucker's going to beat Husso, or at least get a shot on Husso, and because Petrie's not fully covering him. But if you look back, we're going to rewind, because I want you to follow Tage Thompson if you're on YouTube here. So you can see Tage Thompson, follow Tage Thompson. He's taking it, he passes it up. And you can see Tyler Motte slows down to try and slow down. He slows down, so he tries to hit or interfere with Tage Thompson. Tage Thompson just zips in, takes the inside lane, and pushes past Tyler Motte and gets in front of him on the way to the goal. Zucker takes a hook pass and puts it right to Thompson in front of the net, and bam, it is a wrister right into the net. That is a phenomenal play. Zucker did a phenomenal job. Honestly, I was so impressed. I was like, damn, that was really good. That was super good. They did a phenomenal job. Set play. I mean, it wasn't a set play. It was just really well done. And that's like a fun goal that I'm talking about with Buffalo. That was a fun goal. It was cool. Like, I was like, man, it looks like they're so talented. And it was a very cool and fun goal. So that was one that I'm a little like, hey man, I wish Red Wings would do something cool like that, right? But they're a little more systematic. It's just they're trying to be systematic and not be as fun. And it usually last year it helped win games. This year it is not helping win games, unfortunately. So reminder that the Red Wings had the same point totals as the Washington Capitals, but the Washington Capitals got to go in the first round because they had more regulation wins. So this doesn't count. This game does not count. This win does not count as a regulation win, but it does count as a win in the categories for points. So if points, this is instead of whose line is it anyway, points do absolutely matter. So move on to the fifth and final goal of the first period. God, can you believe they have 5 goals in the first period? That is awesome. That is the glass cannon Buffalo Sabres that I signed up for. We're talking about a Jason Zucker goal. Resetting this play right now. We have Bowen Barmer at the top of the circle. So we'll start this play. Bowen Barmer passes it over to 71, which is Ryan McLeod. Ryan McLeod takes it, is walking it up, passes it back to number 19. That is not JJ Peterka. That is, I have his name, Peyton Krebs. There you go. I know there's a P. Peyton Krebs passes it over to Zucker. Zucker is in the slot of it. He could take the shot, and he's got Greenway over there, but Copp is on him right now, so Copp is on him. So he tries to shake Copp. Compher tries to take him over. Zucker decides to hook left and then hook right to try and lose Compher, and he gets away from Compher, and then Compher tries to take on number 19, Peyton Krebs, because he thinks that Hall is going to collapse in on Zucker. That'd be the plan. But now Compher's got to drop down, and Zucker, because Hall didn't close in, because he's supposed to be taking the guy in front of the net, it just ended up being kind of a cluster. And so that was the issue with Compher, is that he didn't defend his guy well enough, in my opinion. And then Jordan Greenway, who Hall should have had this guy kicked out of the blue paint, because he's right in front of Husso, basically. He takes it, does a great job. Greenway does a great job of blocking Husso and puts it right between the 5-hole, and that is a bummer of a goal. I know definitely Husso wants something like that. You don't want 5-hole goals going in, man. It's tough, but that is a bummer for him. But it's just, it was good coverage. Greenway did a phenomenal job, and Zucker did a phenomenal. Zucker played so well tonight. For a guy who's, I think it was like $5 million for 1 year, just like hey, try it out here, and it looks like it's going to work out really well for him as a good veteran. So that's the first period. We're going to jump into a quick break and a quick ad break. We'll jump into the second period after this and kind of hit up some of these visuals. I'm really digging these. I love these visuals. It's a good breakdown. It's a good reminder if you have watched the game. If you haven't watched the game, what are you doing? Why aren't you watching the Red Wings game? Why are you watching me? But I appreciate it either way. Thank you very much. But we'll jump into a quick ad break, and then we'll jump into the second period. So stay tuned. The 24-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple, like picking a team to win. And of course, if you're listening to this, you're probably a Red Wings fan. You can definitely bet the puck line, the total, the money line, how many goals are going to be scored, over or under. Example is most of them are coming up is at like 6. So you can be like over 6 goals or under 6 goals. I mean, you can get all the action at Sportsbook. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit cpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive award. Bonus bet expires 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice. So I just want to real quick reiterate this. I just saw it online by Danielle LaBruce. If you don't follow her, she's a phenomenal follow for anything Detroit Tigers and Detroit Red Wings. She does say with Cossa, who did win this game, he becomes the first goalie in NHL history to win his NHL debut via shootout in a relief effort. So already this kid's already breaking records already, man. What not a bad way to win your first game. So anyways, we're going to be jumping into the second period now. A little less action here. But to start it off, we do have a Lucas Raymond goal. So starting off with our goal visualizer. Again, if you're not on YouTube, check it out. If not, again, appreciate you listening. Thank you for listening to my phenomenal voice. I did get it rehydrated, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better. So we have Gustafsson in the back of the net behind Husso. He's taking the puck and everything. He's walking it. He passes to Larkin. Larkin is taking it up. He walks it and he puts on the boosters and blows right past number 12. Number 12 is Jordan Greenway again. I think he was a pickup for like a 3rd or 5th round pick. And anyways, from Minnesota. And so he's breaking out right past Greenway. And then, by the way, I want to real quick. So you can see Bowen Byram. I'm resetting this, by the way. Bowen Byram actually collapses on Greenway as well. So you can see that what the big thing is Dylan Larkin collapse. So it's like in basketball, double coverage only works if they don't score, and the same goes with NHL. If you double coverage only works if the other team doesn't score. And so what happens is you have Greenway takes it, Byram closes in on him, and that leaves DeBrincat open, who's really covered by 33. 33, who is that again? We just talked about him. 33 is Ryan Johnson, first round pick. And you can see Zucker tries to close in on behind Raymond, and he cannot. Raymond catches that puck right on the stick and just rips it wrister over Reimer. I mean, what a phenomenal goal. 1 minute and 5 seconds into the second period. Finally, Gustafsson getting some points up there because I've been dying for him to get some points, man. He's been so frustrating. But again, I'm happy. I don't want guys to be bad. I'm just getting so frustrated with some of these guys on this team on the Red Wings. So I'm just happy to see that a guy like Gustafsson is getting some points, and because he's going to be here next year too. He's on a 2-year contract, by the way, if you didn't remember. So moving on, we got Nicholas Aube-Kubel getting his first goal of the year. So we have number 29 playing it on the boards. Number 29, we got Beck Mallenstein. Beck Mallenstein, I think, was traded for a second-round pick. He originally was playing his first full year last year with the Washington Capitals, and then he was traded for a second-round pick from the Buffalo Sabres. So they got Beck Mallenstein. He's playing along the boards, and then you have Erik Gustafsson closes in on him. He passes it down to Owen Power, who is behind the goal line. Why is a defenseman not usually behind the goal line? I have no idea, but Nicholas Aube-Kubel is taking a spot at the top line. So you have Power taking it. He's walking along the outsides of the faceoff circle. You have Comfort covering him, and then you can see that they switch spots. Or Aube-Kubel and Power switch spots. Power takes it. He's walking it to he's walking the blue line right now. Comfort is still on him. He takes the shot and he gets through that traffic and hits the front of the net. And that one hits Cossa and literally hits a 90-degree angle, bounces over to Nicholas Aube-Kubel, and he's got an open ice or open net, and he just pockets it in. Really bummer. It was more of a bummer for Kuso. Kuso. I mean, got Cossa and Huso. Cusco. We're talking about Ember's New Groove over here. But no, I would say that it was not a great save by Cossa, but it's just more of a bummer. But it's like, again, for a first goal, it's understandable. You know, a little nervous in the net, right? And so it was more of like, it's okay. He's gonna bounce. It's okay. Like that was not a terrible goal. It's a bummer that that does put the Buffalo Sabres up 4-3 in the second period. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention in the second period, Huso is pulled after letting in 3 goals, and now Cossa is in net. His debut start. Again, we talked about him. First NHL goalie to win first NHL goalie to have in his debut, win the game via shootout in a relief effort. Goodness gracious. Who finds these stats, by the way? It is crazy that people find these stats. So love to see it, though. Now we got, again, Nicholas Aube-Kubel. That was a great goal. They're a good goal. But now, again, we're halfway through the second, and Buffalo decides, hey, man, we don't have enough goals yet. So I'm going to reset this now. We have currently Zucker has the puck right now. And he's walking it up. And you can see him and Hall are on the boards right now. And this is the lack of effort thing where I talk about what the Buffalo Sabres have a jump and a pep in their step that the Red Wings just do not. And that's the frustrating thing, is that I'm like, oh, goodness gracious, I dropped my mouse. 1 second. Anyways, so Zucker and the Buffalo Sabres have again, maybe it's because they're young, because they are so young, but they just have so much pep in their step and they're so excitable. And it's just, and you can see it, even Zucker. I think Zucker's 31, I'm pretty sure. So not old, but like older. He's the veteran on the team, right? Maybe he's 32. But he is older. I'm 34, so like that's not old. So right? Tell me I'm pretty. And so you have Hall covering Zucker. And this is my issue right now with because Hall to me is a third pair D, which is fine. It's okay to have a third pair D. It's okay to have two to three third pair Ds, because that's how rotations work. Problem is Red Wings have about five third pairing D and then 2 first pairing D. You have Edmonton and Sider playing top pair. That's it. And then everyone else is basically third pair. Maybe Sherrod is a fringe second pair. And Petrie can offensively do it, but defensively he's just not there. But to me, they're basically better off as third pair defensemen. So you have Justin Hall signed to too much for too long. Justin Hall, but he is looking better. He is looking better compared to last year. He's playing a lot more than last year too. So you can see he's got Zucker against the boards right now. You can see Zucker finds a way to take that puck. He had Veleno on him. he had Berggren clogging up the area too, and Hall over there. And somehow Zucker feeds it all the way across to Ryan McLeod, which that is fine, because now you have Mott down there and you have Gustafson. So it's really it's a 1-on-2, right? So it's not a big deal. You had number 29 coming over the boards, but nothing happened there yet. So the thing is that you Zucker, as Ryan McLeod heads into the Red Wings zone, Zucker also decides to go there as well. But the problem is that Hall is now trailing Zucker. So you have Mott and Gustafson taking on McLeod, which is fine. But you can see that Hall loses Zucker. So Zucker is able to get in front of Hall. And because he already has speed, and Mott and Gustafson are already standing still because they're blocking McLeod, you can see that Zucker just walks in so beautifully. He did a phenomenal job on it. Zucker had a great game, and walks Hall all the way up to the net. And Hall or Zucker takes it, has it on his I think it was a backhand shot. It was a wrister. So he has it on his backhand, puts it over to his forehand because he's left-handed, backhand, because he's blocking Hall, takes it back over to his forehand and walks right around Cossa and tucks it so well. I mean, that is definitely one that Cossa would want back, but Hall should have been on his man. That would have been huge, because Jesus, it was so frustrating, because it was Zucker again. They're similar ages, so I was like, dude, like, cover him. How did you get in front of you in the first place? So it was very frustrating, Justin Hall. But again, Zucker just had a great game. Again, I'm just going to pump his tires real good. And then, so this is where, we have a good chunk to happen right here. And it was a Kossa's playing well, but again, you still see some nerves, right? And I imagine with 2 goals, you're like, shit, going 5-3. I was like, man, dude, like, you think that when you put Cossa in there, like, 'cause I wouldn't say it was necessarily Kossa's fault, but I mean, it would have been nice if he saved them. But like, I mean, there was some defensive breakdowns there. So I was like, okay, well, like, Cossa has some nerves. So going into the third period, like, I told my wife, I said, going into the third period, you got to shut that door. Honestly, I would have been like, coaches, you can't come in right now. We don't need you. We need to rally ourselves. We need to get into ourselves. And when we come back out, you guys can tell us strategy. That's fine. But we need to hype ourselves up and get and rally around this kid. It's his debut. We want to win it for him. And that's what I think they should have done. I think they would have said a lot about the leadership of the group. I think they've been huge to see that Sider and Raymond stick up for this. And like Patty Kane talks, let the guys talk, and because you can't motivate people. They have to be intrinsically motivated. Like, long term, you have to be intrinsically motivated, and you have to learn to motivate yourself. If you want to do big things, you want to start a podcast and record every day, then you got to do it yourself. You got to choose to do it. Like, my wife's not going to tell me I have to record. Like, my boss isn't going to tell me to record. I am my own boss in this case. Like, you want to get thin, you got to be self-motivated to do it yourself. And that's what this Red Wings team in my opinion, needs is there's just a lack of heart right now and something to rally behind. And I think getting Cossa out there is something to rally behind. And that's why I think next game you start Cossa. I think you start Cossa because it gives the guy something to rally behind. I think it's just huge. Again, depending on Talbot's health and everything. I mean, if Talbot's healthy, I think you definitely send him back to GR. But I think that's something you give him another opportunity to start the game, and then you can always bring Husso in, right? Like, you can always bring him in as relief. So I just think it'd be huge for the kids' experience to be like, oh, this is a real NHL, man. This is what it looks like. And so that way, when he goes down to Grand Rapids, he's like, oh, I want to be even more determined. So that's just what I want to see from the guys and everything. So, but yeah, that is the second period and everything. We're going to jump into, again, our last ad break, and then we'll hit up to third period and the overtime and the shootout, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned and to Undrafted Hockey Fan. You know what that sound is? That's the sound of ice skates skating on the ice at your favorite team's hockey game. There's nothing like the excitement of being at a game, the crowd, the energy, the roar, the chants, the songs. It's just so much to it. And the best way you're going to be able to find an amazing seat and an amazing game is going to be at Game Time. Game Time also has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff and shows you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. And my wife and I were actually end up going to a Detroit Red Wings game on December 2nd, I believe it is. That's one that we're looking at, and talk about a super deal. And you can actually find any concert tickets there. You can do comedy. There's so many different options there. They also have curated deals to make it easier to find the best deals on great seats. And also you can see the view of your seat before you buy. They have a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection as well. One thing I really enjoy about it is the all-in pricing. Toggle this feature to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. So you can also get a panoramic, again, talking about your view, it's a panoramic view. You can see the sea, not just like we're looking at the stage. You get the full panoramic view. And they also have the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And so take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. And game time it is, because at Game Time right now, we're breaking down the third period. And so let's go into the goals. And again, your boy who hadn't scored in 15 games, doesn't tuck just one away. He tucks two. Your man, Andrew Copp. And so let's break down this play now. Okay, so we have Tarasenko on the top of the point. Again, this is a 5-on-5 goal. By the way, no one scored on power plays today. By the way, Red Wings penalty kill was 100%. Again, power play was not, but penalty kill was 100%. That second power play, there was. I'll tell you. Once we'll talk about. There's a power play that the Red Wings. We'll talk about later. Anyways, Tarasenko's at the point. And you have Petrie, and you have Sherratt, and then Copp's down at the goal point, and Comfort is in front of the net, causing some chaos like a good center. So Tarasenko's at the point, and he gets pressured by number 29, Beck Mallenstein on the Buffalo Sabres. He gets passed back to Petrie. Petrie is what I like to call him. By the way, this set play is sick, by the way. I just remembered it. So you have Petrie at the top, and he's looking to take a shot. So what Comfort does is Comfort lets the other guy get in front of him. Comfort walks up to the slot. Petrie takes a shot. Comfort slides back up to the slot, passes it over to Sherratt. Sherratt takes a shot on Reimer, and then there's a little bit of garbage that needs to be picked up. And of course, who does it? Andrew Copp. Yeah, boy. I mean, it was a beautiful play. I'd love to see that. And again, not as good as when Seider had that set up, but that was a good one. I enjoyed that one a ton. So moving on to our last one of the Red Wings. So there is the face-off. Larkin wins the face-off, passes it back to Seider. So you can see DeBrincat closes in on the net. So does Larkin, taking two guys with them. And you have number 96, which is Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Gets pressure. Aube-Kubel pressures Evason. Evason takes to Raymond at the point and passes it and avoids number 12, Jordan Greenway. Passes it over to Seider, who's dropping into the flank. And Seider right outside the circle, takes a wrister and bar down, baby. Coming downtown, coming down Broadway. I know we're not in Nashville, but this is Buffalo, baby. I'm sure they have a Broadway street. He scores, gets the bar down on Reimer. It was top titty. It was so good. I was very impressed. And my wife's favorite player is Seider. So we're very happy to see it's our baby Seider. And if you haven't seen my video about who would be the captains, if all the captains went away and you had to pick a new one that day, to me, it was Seider. I think he's a huge leader in the locker room. I think he's got a ton of young potential. Clearly, he's very talented, winning the Calder Cup as well, or Calder Trophy as Rookie of the Year. I think this guy's. I think he's already a top 20 defenseman in the league. He just plays some of the hardest minutes in the league. him and Edmonton. It's honestly very impressive. So I can't wait to see it. And again, Sider did a great job. So, anyways, let me know what your thoughts are on that because that was phenomenal. Okay, and then we're talking lastly. I was going to talk about the overtime. This is one thing I want to be frustrated. I was very frustrated with with Sider because Sider. I'm gonna get off this by the way. It was Sider, dude. I was so mad at that. That was a tripping call or holding call at the end. When Sider took that with like 2 and change left, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You're telling me that like they're gonna call this now? Like I was like, right meow? Dude, I was about to lose my mind because I was like, Sider, you cannot let this, you cannot be because you're a penalty killer. And now you're taking a penalty. Like I was so frustrated. And the guys did a great job keeping it. I think they had like maybe one shot on that at the end part. They did a great job killing that penalty. But I think Buffalo just wanted to when it hit like 10 seconds, like there was like another like around 10 seconds ish. You know, Buffalo could have gone for another drive, and they decided not to. They're like, man, just take the point, dude. And I get it because Buffalo was on a 7-game losing streak. Red Wings were also on a 6-game losing streak. Sorry, Red Wings are on a 5-game losing streak. Buffalo was on a 6-game losing streak. Now they're on a 7-game losing streak. But I think both teams were just happy to have a point. And now, by the way, Red Wings and Buffalo have the same record right now. It is they have 11 wins, 13 losses, and 4 overtime losses. So both sitting at 26 points in the Atlantic Division. Loving that. That is dog shit. It's so frustrating. But anyways, anyways, talking about overtime. Why don't they won't show these, will they? No, they will not show these. Dang. They would show the overtime highlights, but that's okay. So in the overtime, there was no shots. It was terrifying. There was one. I forget who did it. It might have been Zucker. I forget who it was. Or maybe J.D. Paterka, I think. I was walking down Broad Street, coming down, and he got beat. So one D did a bad pass. I think it was Copper that messed it up. And the guy had it, was walking down to see Cossa, shoots it, hits post. Dude, so he beat Cossa, but he hit post. So and it went off, and they didn't go in, and that was a lifesaver, man. I couldn't believe it, dude. It was crazy. So, going to the shootout, you ended up having just a full 3. Pulling this up real quick. You had Tage Thompson tries it, isn't able to get it. Coach is able to stop him. Big man versus big man. Raymond goes for. I honestly thought he was going to go for the shot. He went for a stick deke and a tuck around Reimer on the left side. Did a great job. JJ Paterka couldn't get it either. Costa makes the save. Kaner, you're thinking Kaner, man, you're going to close this thing out. If you score this thing, it'd be a game-winning shootout goal. He's not able to get. He goes wide right on Reimer, which is a bummer. Especially because he knows him because he played against him. Alex Tuck takes it, and he does get a shootout on the style on the right side of Cossa. Left. He shoots it left. It goes right of Cossa, so he pockets there. But of course, Dylan Larkin comes in with the deke. He comes in with the leg kick, the right leg kick, and everything. He goes the right leg kick, and then by the way, Reimer bites so hard, and then Larkin literally walks around, pockets it in, dude. It was so beautiful, dude. It was so gorgeous. So if you didn't get a chance to watch the game, it was absolutely worth a watch. It was terrifying, and it was like exciting because again, there's a ton of effort. So definitely go check it out if you get an opportunity to do that. And again, if you like this video, let me know. Hit like, subscribe, pop in, say what's up, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time, man. We're doing a podcast every day. So if you're enjoying this, let me know, man. And I appreciate the Hockey Podcast Network for supporting me on everything, and of course DraftKings and Game Time. So we'll be seeing you in the next one. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Listen, let me know if you guys want to see. Let me know if you want to see a live stream. If you put a comment down there, if you go so far, it helps me so much. And again, if you guys want to ask me a question or anything, we'll talk about the next one. Again, we'll be talking about some news. We had some trade that happened today, but we'll be talking about that in tomorrow's video. So stay tuned to the next video. So again, hit like, subscribe. Love you guys. Catch you in the next one. Bye.